Thailand's immigration and airport services are having a rough week dealing with impossible tasks. This as the international football governing body FIFA is now demanding that a Bahrainian refugee player facing possible deportation from Thailand should be freed and allowed to return to Australia, where he'd previously been given refugee status and allowed to continue his career. He was arrested on arrival back in November based on an Interpol notice issued at Bahrain's request, where he'd been convicted of vandalising a police station and sentenced to 10 years in prison in absentia. This follows the latest challenge, the Saudi teenager who's renounced her religion and fled here claiming to be en route to Australia. Now holed up in Bangkok and protected by a UN decision that she too is now a refugee, an Australian government source told media that her visa had not been revoked, but that she would have been refused entry to Australia as the visa was not reflective of her intended stay in the country, which means, of course, that had Thailand allowed her to continue her flight to Australia, she would have simply been returned here. And the Immigration Police Bureau will be issuing a warning to Kuwait Airways for allowing the Saudi team to board its flight to Bangkok, although she didn't have sufficient travel documents. In other news, 5 Africans running a visa forgery network have been arrested, with the policeman also held for questioning amid claims that he'd reportedly confessed to stamping the forged documents for the suspects in exchange for payment. The policeman has been temporarily dismissed from the force pending a disciplinary probe and criminal investigation. This is police check for more accomplices, including a middleman who had brought in foreigners needing a fake visa. The European Commission has agreed to remove Thailand from a group of warned countries regarding illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, citing the effects and successes made in dealing with problems here in the fisheries legal and administrative systems. The decision puts Thailand back in the range of countries accepted for unregulated supply of seafood to Europe. Meanwhile, at home, Chiang Mai, along with Pattaya, has been named among the healthiest cities in the world, according to a new report by UK travel site Travel Supermarket. Chiang Mai made second place and Pattaya made fourth out of 100 other cities around the world. Our city has, according to the report, 56 spas, 9 gyms, 6 parks or green spaces, and 145 vegan option restaurants. The study also found the average cost of one night's stay here is just 1,264 baht, and states that although it's renowned for its cabaret bars and 24-hour clubs, the vast number of 5-star spa and fitness centres means that Pattaya really is the perfect place to maintain your health and well-being. Bangkok sadly slipped into 30th place just. Parking has become a little tougher this week as the city saw markings on curbsides extended in many areas to reach junctions where to date there have been no markings and drivers were expected to know that they were causing an obstruction. Good idea for sure, but according to local media, as lines were being painted in some areas, so cars left there previously were subsequently ticketed. That's being investigated by police. However, red and white markings on any roadside simply mean no parking. And with the Met Office promising highs today of 29, dropping down to 21, and the guarantee of an overcast day with a good chance of rain, that is the local and national news from fabulous 103 FM, keeping you in touch with Thailand and, of course, Pattaya.